Ladies and gentlemen, there's not too many things that you can be sure of in life. But one thing that you can be sure of is that I am going to tell you some things that I learned yesterday about dating Filipino women from the island of Mindanao. Now, I thought it was a hoax. I thought they were kidding. I actually thought that the guys were pulling my leg. Now, at the fiesta I went to yesterday, there were several people that are on the, let's just say, more economically mobile than most of the other people on the island of Mindanao. In fact, they're traveling around the Philippines, but one of the places that they visited is Bohol. Now, they didn't get here by bicycle. I just polished up my helmet, and I wanted to put it on, get ready for my long bike ride. I'm probably going to do a long bike ride after this. So let me explain this to you. Okay, so when I say more economically mobile, the people that were at the fiesta party yesterday were explaining to me that if I go to Mindanao, which I don't want to do, and if I wanted to meet a virgin, now these are adults in their mid-50s that are pretty wealthy or influential people from the island of Mindanao. If I wanted to meet a virgin, I could go to a certain section of Mindanao and meet mountain mestizo Filipino women as young as 20 years old that were virgins, and then stay there for 3 weeks to a month and interview and or talk to several of the women with their parents being in the general area. And if I decided to marry one of those women, they would allow me to marry their daughter, and then I could stay in Mindanao. Now, I thought, I'm gotta tell you, the story gets even more bizarre. So I said, well, I don't want to do that. Yeah, but if you wanted to, I'm going, I don't want to go to Mindanao to meet a virgin, but you can stay in their village. And I'm going, what do you mean, stay in their village? Yeah. They said, yeah, once you marry the girl, then you can live in the village and you would be accepted by the elders of the village. And I'm going, well, what would I do with my life here in Bohol? And they said, no, you stay in Mindanao. In other words, it gets more bizarre because there are complications with living in the mountains of Mindanao. So I kept telling this man, well, his name was Caesar, and I kept telling him I don't want to do that. So behind Caesar, I was a friend of mine, and I'm going, is this true? And he's going, yeah, it's true. And I'm going, well, why would I want to live in Mindanao? And he's telling me, no, you don't want to live there. And I'm going, well, why does he keep saying it? He's because it brings money into the community. I don't know what his end of the situation would be. So I said, well, first of all, I can't travel to Mindanao safely and live in the mountains because I was just going through the moves with this guy. I was just finding out what he had to say. He's going, no, I will be your protector. And I'm going, and what are you going to protect me with? And he told me what single weapon that he owned. And I'm going, so that single weapon would protect me for the rest of my life? Yes, because I would be your protector. They know me there. And I'm going, so what would prevent you from having me kidnapped and the ransom applied to the American consulate? Oh, no, that would never happen. We are friends. Now, I've known this man for 4 or 5 years, and we have become friends because he comes to the fiesta. And I'm going to myself, well, wait a minute. How much is the ransom for Americans in Mindanao? And he told me $5 million. And I'm going, $5 million 5 million pesos is $1 million. No, not 5 million pesos, 5 million US. I'm going, nobody would pay 5 million pesos, $5 million for a ransom to get me out of Mindanao. He's going, I would come and get you once I found out. And I'm going, okay, so I don't want to do this. I definitely don't want to do this. But tell me what is so special about these mestizo women, and what is a mestizo woman? So he explains to me that and this is true. Now, this part, everybody is standing there saying yes in the group that we were in, or no, it's not true. So everybody was saying yes because they all know me and they like me. So he told me that the mestizo women, this is true now. This is bizarro. This is stuff you're never going to hear on the internet or from anybody else in the Philippines, because nobody's going to disclose this information to you to begin with. So somewhere in the mountains of Mindanao, and I won't disclose the name because I actually don't remember how to say the name, there's a tribe of people, and the elders of the tribe are Korean. And they have a communal type of situation where the Korean men, this is going to get bizarre now, there are families of Filipino men and women in the village. Okay. The Korean men force the Filipino men to have vasectomies so that the Filipino men can't make their wives. Now, these are Filipino men that are married to Filipino women. Now, I got to tell you, there were so many people saying that the story is true. I got to say that it may or may not be true, but it gets more bizarre. So a Filipino man and woman will become part of this community run by Koreans. And what will occur is that the Filipino men no longer have to work, and all their needs will be supplied by the Koreans: rice, foods, water, whatever. Okay, whatever they need to live, the basic sustenance of life will be supplied by the Korean men. However, the catch is that the Filipino men have to get vasectomies so they can't impregnate their Filipino wives. Whether that's true or not, everybody was shaking their head. Yes. So I said, well, then how do the women get pregnant? And he said, that's the job of the Korean men. So the Korean men basically impregnate the Filipino women, and the Filipino man and woman bring up the children, and the daughters, which are a mixture now of Filipino women and Korean men, are called the mestizos. Now, this has been going on for a long time now. This is not something that's, and I'm going to one of my buddies. I'm going, is this really true? And they were, everybody was in total agreement that this is true. And I'm going, so why would I want to meet one of these women? And he kept saying, because she's a virgin, and you could marry a 20-year-old mestizo virgin. And I'm going, and then what? He goes, and then you move to the village. I'm going, move to the village where? In Mindanao? And he's going, yeah. And I'm going, so I just forget about everything I've done here in the Philippines? Yes. He goes, live a nice lifestyle. The Koreans will take care of you. And I'm going, now, this can't be true, but it was. So everybody was in total agreement with that. And now, I said to them, what do they do in the mountains? This is the part that's going to really rock your world, because this part was in such great detail that the people around me, they all knew Cesar. It's all family. Let's just put it like that. They all knew Cesar and where he comes from. What you do when you live in the village is basically you just live. You know, you just exist. on basic sustenance. Koreans taking care of you. Now, so I said, well, what do you eat? Let's just go, what do they eat? And I'm going, do they eat like normal food? She's, no, there's no normal food there. They eat the bugs and small insects off of the trees in the forest. And I started laughing because I can't do that. Some people can do that, and I can't do that. So I'm going, what else do they eat? And I mean, do they have like chicken? Oh yeah, they have chicken, but they don't use oil. So I'm going, well, how do they fry up their pork? And this is the part that gets really interesting. Okay, so this tribe, this group of people run by the Koreans, they eat pork, and here is how they prepare it. Now, I'm going to have to do some research on this, but this is what was told me, and everybody was shaking their head. That's true. And my personal friends were saying this is absolutely true. They don't eat pork like roasted, and they don't fry it up. How they eat it, I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how it's prepared. Oh, God. Okay, so they take the pork and they go into the forest and they cut bamboo. They cut. Oh, God. They cut bamboo. They cut bamboo. They cut the bamboo trees down. Oh, this is hard. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. Oh, God. They cut the bamboo trees down. And they put the pork in the bamboo with some worms. And after 3 or 4 days, oh, God, this is hard to tell the story. I was crying yesterday. After 3 or 4 days, when the pork gets lots of worms in it, and then they take it out of the bamboo, and they fry it up quick with the worms. With the worms in the pork. In the pork. And that's your meat for the day. That's true. Everybody was telling me that's true, and I'm going, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And then you could get rice with that too, on a side order of rice. So they take the pork and they put it in bamboo with it, and then they put more worms in the bamboo. They let it sit. Oh, God. For a couple of days, and then they eat it. They fry it up. And that's what they wanted me to do. go to Mindanao to live in the mountains to eat pork with fried worms. Oh, God. And by the time the story lasted good hour, the whole, then you can have children with the women too. But they don't speak English. You have to teach them English or whatever language the foreigners are from there. So that was one crazy story. And at the end of the story, I asked everybody. I even asked the owner of the property, the house where I was eating at the fiesta, if this was true. And she was listening to the story, and she said, yeah, that's true. And I'm going, why would anybody want to do that? And he kept saying, they're virgins. They're virgins. And I'm going, God, what else do they do? And he said, nothing. You just sit around all day and just relax. Koreans take care of you. Now, I can't tell you whether or not, I don't know if they were pulling my leg as a foreigner, but these people were certainly sure that what this man Cesar was explaining was true. And Cesar comes from that part of Mindanao, and he's trying to tell me that somehow he's going to protect me with his little pea shooter against getting kidnapped. And if I did get kidnapped, he was going to come and get me. How exactly was he going to do that? Okay, so I'm getting off that subject altogether now, because I got to tell you, I might not eat food today. I didn't eat a damn thing after that story. I didn't eat any pork. I didn't have any rice. I didn't have any chicken. I didn't eat nothing after that story. In fact, the only thing I ate after that story, and that story started about 5 o'clock at night, 4:30 in the afternoon, it was still light. The only thing I ate after that was a glass of soda, a half a glass of soda, because I hadn't had soda since, I don't remember when, since I was in Cebu in May. And then when I came home last night, I had some tomato sauce and bread about 3 o'clock this morning. So that's one story. I want to get off that subject. I want to talk about the Philippines fraud now. Okay, so the Philippines fraud is removing many of his videos because I have called him out on some of his topic matter not being accurate. Now, one of the things that I found interesting is that I don't have notes today, so I'm going to have to just remember. The Philippines fraud made a video talking about how there are groups of people that work behind the scenes to hurt other people's channels or to help other people's channels. Excuse me. Oh, God. And I don't know if that's paranoia or not, but what I found interesting, hold on a second. What I found really interesting is that he believes it. Now, he said it occurs on something called Discord, okay? And I got to tell you, why would you care what other people think about your channel? Why would you care? Why would you care at all what people think or say about your channel? What difference does it make? So, again, he ripped into my past, stating that I didn't own a bicycle. Come on. What is the big deal about owning a bicycle and doing 20 or 30 kilometers on a bicycle? I used to do 40 miles a day on a bicycle when I was younger. In fact, I used to wear this shirt when I did those bicycle miles. We found this shirt, Daisy and I found this shirt in the dumpster. I mean, in a box. Got the dumpster. The guy says I eat out of dumpsters. The One Crazy Guy shirt. Now, it used to be loose, so there's not much looseness. But this is going back. I could tell you when this is going back to. This is going back to a trip I made to the Florida Keys in 1981 with 6 other guys in a van. And we went down through the Keys and then we went and stayed in Key West. And I bought this shirt and a couple of other shirts. So 91, 101, 111. So this shirt is 38 years old. Now, it used to be, like I said, it used to be a lot looser, but it fits again. The interesting thing is when I took this shirt out of the box in May, it did not fit. There was no way you could get this shirt on. It's just not possible to get the shirt on. It just wouldn't even go over my torso. So I am losing weight, not because of the bicycle rides, though. Although I do long bicycle rides. The Philippines fraud in his delusional paranoia. I gotta turn on the tablet. In his delusional paranoia, stated unequivocally that I don't even own a bicycle. And happened to be, I did several videos while bicycling around the area of Alona Beach, and then when I went to go get eggs and just take a long ride, because the long ride is afforded me some exercise. I did an upload yesterday of men building sewage treatment or sewage pipes, open troughs. The troughs were open because they didn't have the tops on yet. So I do the bicycle, the part of the bicycle, the wheel, stuff like that. You could say I'm on a bicycle. There's no doubt about that. But the Philippines fraud is now stating as fact that I don't have a bicycle. I don't understand exactly what is wrong with him inside his head, and I don't understand why it would be important for him to say, I don't have a bicycle. I have a bicycle. Now, Dennis Adam explained to me that what I should do is I should put one of those. Dennis Adam explained to me that I should put, whoa, Jim Chewy. Whoa, this screen, I'm on my tablet. Thank you. Oh, God. So I'm going to read all the comments right now. Philippines fraud doesn't believe I have a bicycle. In fact, I do have a bicycle. A fraud. It's an MT300 Raleigh, chromolybdenum frame with aluminum rims. I've had it since 1981. And it's an old bicycle, but it still works. I kept it oiled. As long as you keep stuff oiled, it usually works for a long time. But why is it so important for the Philippines fraud to make such a big issue as to whether or not I have a bicycle when all I have to do is just show you on my bicycle? I don't. There's some sort of mental issues going on there that we're not aware of. It's either, this is just my opinion, but it's either over medication, under medication, no medication, or needs medication. I don't know which one of those factors plays into existence, but my God, why would I say I have a bicycle? He said, I only have a helmet. I only have a bicycle helmet. Why would I do that? Why would anybody do that? I think he's projecting. I think he wishes he had a bicycle. He wishes he could ride a bicycle, but he's not competent enough, strong enough, agile enough, doesn't have what it takes to ride a bicycle anymore. So he believes that anybody in our age group can't ride a bicycle. But the pettiness of it all. Then he went on, of course, to talk about the video he posted and took down. And then he went on, of course, to mention, how do I have time to keep track of his videos? Well, I've always made it clear as day I watch his videos. I watch them for the entertainment value, just like everybody else does. But I also keep track of how many live streams, not exact track, because I'm not on the internet all day. My name isn't the Philippines fraud. But I do know that he took down 11 videos in one day, because I went through And I have a pretty good memory. There was 4 videos about Larry. He took those down. There was a few more about the girl he's trying to help collect some money. He took those down because he put the wrong email address in the description box and said it out loud. So that's 6. He made a video where he called Daisy a cockroach, looked like a cockroach, which, by the way, that went to the proper people. They really enjoyed that video a lot. That was about 5-6 days ago. That's 7. He made a video declaring that I was completely insane. That one took down. That's 8. And he posted a couple of long live streams a few days before that he took down. I don't remember what was in those live streams. I don't watch every minute of every live stream, but he did take down 11 videos in one day. So, and as far as keeping track of his videos, it's easy. It says he has 1,000 videos, right? Just go to his video page, and on each page, depends on your size of your screen and the size you have your font set at, it might be 20 thumbnails. So just push the page down and count how many times you push the page down, and you'll get to the bottom of the video pile, and there's only like 600 videos. So if he has 1,100 videos and the only 600 are showing, he took down 500 videos. It only took about a minute to do that. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, page down, page down, page down, page down, and you count it at 40 times 20, or 30 times 20, or 15 times, whatever it was on that particular day, and he took down 500 videos of his 1,100 videos. It's not hard to do. It's not rocket science. So the Philippines fraud has a propensity to put up stuff on the internet, very egregious, very, very slanderous, what he would call criminal, libel, and then he takes it right down. So that's fact. Everybody knows that's fact. So that you can't prove what he said was, criminal. He likes that word, criminal. In fact, there are people looking at his work as the possibility that it might be criminal and or detrimental in some way, shape, or form to myself and Daisy May and other Filipinos and Filipinos, because some of the stuff he says is just bizarre. So stating that Daisy looks like a cockroach in a video, I don't know if Mrs. Heminger is right or not, but Mrs. Heminger said that's criminal in the Philippines law. And actually, that's what tipped the scales about a week ago in something. Tipped the scales. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So thank you for posting that video and saying that. And I just want you to understand that there are people that have watched that video that took a very, very big interest in you. Okay, so we're going to move on here. So MTJ Senior, a.k.a. Dick Insider. Good morning to the great Dick Insider. Jack Thompson is talking about him being a virgin. I guess he's soliciting for somebody to help him break that cycle of virginity. Welcome to the machine, Dick Insider and Jack Thompson. Sabang, good morning, Mike. You're looking fresh after your tequila and lechon fiesta. I got to tell you, now, I didn't drink any tequila last night. I didn't drink any alcohol at all yesterday. That was getting to a party at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and watching 12 people. You'll see it in the video. I think there were 12 people that I videotaped. There were more people outside the area of the fiesta itself, the party itself, but they were all hammered and they were all happy. No fights, no arguments, no loud conversations. But I said, no, I think I'm going to pass on alcohol. So I didn't drink any. In fact, he didn't even open up the tequila. And I don't know that you saw it on the table if it was videotaped. I didn't watch the video I posted today, but there were 6 bottles, pints of rum on the table for anybody to drink as much as they want. Then there was a couple of quarts on perimeter tables, and then there was a case left from the 2 cases of quarts, or liters, in the house. So there was plenty of rum. I didn't drink. I didn't have a drop at the party. I just couldn't. I'm not gonna. First of all, I don't get drunk with the locals, so I didn't have any foods in my body because I just took that long bicycle ride, and I only had 1 piece of bread in the afternoon. I am really trying to lose some weight, and I'm not about to start the drink on an empty stomach. And then by the time I had a plate of food, I realized how drunk some of these people were. Although they were very pleasant. Well, they all know me for years. So they were all pleasant. Everybody was happy. It was all a bunch of laughs. They were trying to get me in trouble, though, with a girl named Connie. Connie was a very attractive Filipina who was about 32 years old. And she was sitting a few feet away from me, and they were trying to get me to say, I like Connie. And I looked at her when I walked in. I said hello, and I introduced myself. I never saw her before. She's from a different part of the island of Bohol, where apparently there's NPA. Now, I don't know what NPA is, but it's a faction that's not so friendly towards foreigners. But I didn't know that until after she left. So they were going, do you like Connie? And the man that was asking me was behind me. And I'm going, I don't know Connie. And no, I don't like her because I don't know her. She's probably just a nice girl. And she's sitting there looking at me. And apparently they were trying to get me in trouble with Connie's husband. Just as a joke, I guess. I don't know. But I didn't fall into the trap because they were drunk. And I'm going, I don't know Connie. I have nothing. So I said to Connie, are you married? And she said no, which could very well be the case. But she is with a man. And I didn't fall for the trap. And they were all laughing when she left. And I said, what are you guys laughing at? And he said, oh, her boyfriend's really jealous. And I'm going, well, what were you doing that to me for? And they said, just atik lang. Atik lang means joke. And I'm going, well, okay. All right. So they were pretty freaking hammered is what they were. But the story they told me about the Koreans, that story was true. And they were trying, and not only that, the boyfriend wasn't sitting behind me. He was sitting over to my right. And I had no idea that it was her boyfriend. So I guess they were just going to have a joke. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the kind of stuff they do here if they like you. If they don't like you, nobody will talk to you. You'll walk into a room full of 40 people and not a single person will say hello to you if they don't like you. So I guess they like me enough to make a joke of some things with me, and I didn't fall into I like Connie, of course. But her boyfriend, who was right behind me, whose name was Carmelo, who I introduced myself to when I walked in, was just laughing in the background. And because he was laughing, I was kind of thinking maybe he's in on this little scheme that they're pulling on me. But anyway, it was a good fiesta, but I didn't drink. Okay. Dennis Adam, good morning. Dennis Adam and I had a nice conversation on the phone at 2 o'clock this morning because I went to bed at 7:30 last night. Mercury, welcome to the machine. Thank you for stopping by. Princess Anud, hello and good morning. Welcome to the machine, Princess. Dennis Reeves, hello. You talk about Larry is a fraud. Larry, no, I didn't. No, you can't comprehend the English language. You talk about Larry. Larry is a fraud. Larry left the Philippines. A couple of girls in Cebu went to the police because filed defamation charges against him. Okay, I can't say whether that's true or not, but these girls if they're that gullible to believe the nonsense that comes out of Larry's mouth, I don't know whether he broke any of the rules. Dennis Reeves, they had no idea he was putting them on YouTube. Oh, that's probably true. That part is probably true. But you know, in today's world, everybody at this fiesta yesterday had their cell phone. If they had an iPhone with a screen on it, every single person, child like 10, 12 years old, to adults that had a cell phone with a screen on it was on the internet. So how would they not believe that he was going to put them on the net to begin with? If he's making a video, how would they not believe that? In their own head, they couldn't prove it, but why would they even allow him to videotape? If you see the video I made yesterday, I make it very clear before I walk into the fiesta that no one wants to be on the video, and no one was on the video. And this is going on 6 years now. It's not like these people don't know me. They don't want to be on the internet. And they know if you're making a video that you're probably going to put it on social media. So if these girls file the defamation, a character assassination against Larry, don't you think that, first of all, they've been on cell phones and the social media for how many years? How many years have they been on? Posting pictures on thousands of pictures on Facebook and YouTube and whatever the other names of the places they go to. Don't you think if someone's videotaping them, they should have figured out that they're going to go on the internet? So as far as him filming the girls, they had to figure it out beforehand. And then I'm going to tell you something else about Larry. When he had that massage that the Philippines fraud wanted to file charges into police because he had a girl massaging him, he made an agreement with that girl to give her 1,000 pesos to make the video on YouTube. And he said it at the end of his video. So where is there proof that he didn't make that agreement with those girls? It just wasn't recorded. He should record that stuff if he does it. If it's true that he does that. But he should probably record, look, this girl, I made an agreement with her to give her 1,000 pesos to make a YouTube video. People do it all the time. They give people money to be on video. It's not like it's illegal or anything like that, but he may not have gotten it on videotape. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he told the girls, I'll take care of you, I'll pamper you for the day, I'll buy you drinks, I'll bring you to the beach, I'll put you in the pool, whatever. Let's make the let's just give Larry the benefit of the doubt that he's going to take care of them and they're going to make a video. Now, I have done that. I have said to people, the girl that I went to visit in Palawan, it was straight up and down agreement. I'll bring you on vacation to Palawan, to Sabang, Palawan, and I'll take you on the underground cave tour, and I'll do the walking tour on the above ground cave entrance, and I'll take you on the zip line, and you just make videos. We'll take you to the waterfalls, and you just make videos, and I'll pay your way for however many days. Didn't last a long time because after 3 days, she asked me for an additional 800 pesos a day because she broke her agreement. The agreement was, I'll just take care of you and give you X amount of pesos a day. And then she changed it to 800, and we packed her stuff, brought it to the police station in Sabang, found the highest authority in the police station. I said to the authority that my name is Michael Fauser. I gave him my card, and I said, this girl's name is such and such, and I want you to look at her, and I want you to ask her if she's been abused or hurt in any way, shape, or form. And she said no immediately because nothing like that happened. And I says, okay, so here's what's happening. And I told them, and I said, the girl agreed to make videos at X amount of pesos a day, and then she changed the agreement, and I'm going to send her home, and there's the van over there that she's going to get in. Is that okay, officer? And he said, yeah, that's okay. Spoke perfect English. And Lucy got on the van, we said goodbye, shook hands, gave each other a little hug and a kiss, and that was it. So that happens all the time in the Philippines, to make an agreement with a girl to make videos. So you pamper them, take them on vacation, and they make videos. So for you to say that Larry did something to them that they didn't know was going to happen beforehand, maybe there's no proof that there was an agreement, but maybe there was an agreement and Larry just didn't get it on record. Okay, and the girls went and filed the defamation of character because they figure they want to get some more money. It's called extortion, but it does happen. So let's not call Larry any names without any proof. No. Okay, let's be agreeable on this. Every adult in the Philippines with a cell phone watches social media 3 or 4 hours a day if they can afford the load. So don't go around calling people names unless you can prove it. So One Lonely Farmer. One Lonely Farmer. That was my friend, One Lonely Farmer. That's one of the best channels on YouTube. He's a hardworking man, a gifted man. He can build, fix, fabricate, or do just about any type of job, and do it well and in a professional manner. Philly in the Philippines, do it, Fazio. Blow chunks live on your show. God, that was nasty. Thanks for stopping by. A Philly in the Philippines has a great Philippines channel. One Lonely Farmer has a great farming channel. Jack Thompson has a great building skills, and he has a Facebook. So Jack, if you want to post the link to your Facebook page so they can see the stuff that you build, by all means, please do so. Philly in the Philippines, that was nasty, I have to admit. Thanks for stopping by. A Philly in the Philippines has a great channel, and I want you to subscribe to. He's a drama-free channel, unlike myself. Philly in the Philippines keeps it clean. Okay, B-Bots only. You need lime and salt. Carl Vella. Come on, Mike. Don't puke on the camera. My friend Carl. Carl, I called you this morning. They have the gnomes. I didn't know that the gnomes, the Philippines fraud's great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, the children, the great-great-great-great-grandchildren of the Philippines fraud's great-great-great-grandparents, they have apparently I made the mistake and I called them little people, but I said you could call them midgets, but I stand corrected. They're gnomes, and they are specifically, their job description typically is to work in small caves digging, and in fact, you should know that they work in your caves on the bottom of the flat earth looking for gold and element 115. So no, Carl, I tried not to do that. It was really close. We were on the borderline of blowing chunks on the beginning of this videos. And Dick Insider, I'm dying here. No, Jim Chewy, it almost happened with or without the monies. God, I was borderline. I don't know if I'll ever get that distraught over telling a story again. Okay, so Jim Chewy, thank you. I saw the super chat down at the bottom, but it was going to happen. I don't know. I don't even have a freaking pot to blow chunks in. That was one of the worst gagging episodes that you may ever see on YouTube, and it was about as real as it gets. Okay, thanks, Jim, for stopping by, and I'm pretty sure that I saw a super chat from you. Thank you very much. And the $20 to blow chunks, had I seen that, I probably could have made that happen. Now, I couldn't duplicate that mindset right now, but that was nasty. Okay, Dennis Adams, okay, Jack Thompson, I got a friend that you just mentioned of mayonnaise makes him wrench. Guess what I do? I know what you do, Jack Thompson. In fact, I had a friend of mine that if you mentioned mayonnaise when he was drunk, he'd vomit. And I would just bust out the jar of mayonnaise. I didn't care. I'd walk outside. Here you go. Have some mayonnaise. And he'd blow chunks. Thank you, One Lonely Farmer. Thanks, Wes. Wes. That was... Thanks, Dennis. Maggots. That's what they were. Maggots. Oh, my God. Now, Dennis Adler, One Lonely Farmer. Rice magnets. What's the difference? Rice maggots. I don't... Oh, God. That was... And while he's telling me the story, I was gagging as well. But while I was telling the story, that was as close to gagging, blowing chunks on YouTube that I ever came to. That sounds like, yeah, Woodsman. That sounds like a meal that Obama would make. I've heard stories about, I have never watched a Obama video, so I don't know much about it. MTJ Senior, aka DNC. Here you go. Buy some. Oh, buy. Dick Insider, we know that you have a strange, not strange, you're not strange, you're weird, you're godlike amongst the YouTube bloggers, but we know you have an odd sense of humor, as do I, and many others, but that is just nasty. Buy some worm pork. If I told you how they put the pork in the bamboo, then they add worms. Then they add worms to they add worms into the top of the bamboo, and they let it fester. This is what Cesar was explaining to me, and this is what everybody else agreed to. And they know it's ready to eat when the worms are coming out of the top of the bamboo. Oh, that's when they cut it up and fry it with no oil. They just put it on a piece of hot metal. They don't use oil. DNC. That was just cold what you did to me. But salamat for the super chat. Dude, you made me cry. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dick Insider. Oh God, that was cold. Oh God. All right, we're going back. Oh, and another one, Jim Chewy, $10. You're choking on your tears. LOL. Now get something to wash that crap down. Oh God. Oh, Salama, Jim Chewy. Let's sing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jim Chewy. Salamat. And of course, half the proceeds will go towards Daisy, helping her family, because Daisy isn't actually here, and I'm still going to take care of Daisy. There's no doubt about that. The one thing that we have an agreement on, that wherever she is, I'm going to take care of her. She's a good woman. So the Philippines fraud, he got all that wrong as to whether or not Daisy is building an extension on a house in Zamboanga. A fraud. Pay attention to the details. They matter, you know. Daisy is building an extension on a house in Zamboanga, which is not safe for Americans. Now, why isn't it safe for Americans? Because we have so much political strife that we've caused all over the world that a lot of different cultures on this plane of existence don't like Americans. So I couldn't even go to Zamboanga. And if I did, I could only go out during the day. But in order to get to her friend Chris's house, you got to take a bus. And the bus driver could be in on the kidnapping attempt or kidnapping event. And then the bus driver calls up somebody and says, oh, there's a white man on the bus. And they come and they just stop the bus with rifles, long guns, and pistols, and they just take you off the bus and kidnap you. What don't you understand? I'm not going to Zamboanga. If you call up the American consulate in the Philippines or anywhere in the United States, they will tell you, do not go to the island of Mindanao, and more specifically, never go to certain places like Zamboanga or the southern part of the island of Mindanao. They don't, the embassy, when I was going to the Philippines, I had to get my entry papers to go to the Philippines. I, get my passport up to date and all that stuff. I went to the Philippines consulate, and the Philippines Tourist Advisory Board, it was just one man, but they called it a board, on the second floor said, do not go to Mindanao. Do not go to Mindanao. Not any part of Mindanao. And that was, of course, before Duterte power, what they call here Duterte power, hit the Philippines. Because Duterte, no matter what anybody says about him, he cleared up a lot of the dangerous areas in the Philippines to some extent. Nothing that has any effect here in Bohol, but at the fiesta yesterday, they were explaining that there were groups of people, factions of people, that if you wanted to have a business, not necessarily any particular mindset, but like a mafia, but not a religious mafia. And if you wanted to have a business in certain parts of the Philippines, more specifically Mindanao, you had to pay them money so that it was basically protection money. And Duterte cleared that up. So now it's a lot less expensive to buy stuff in certain areas, whereas you don't have to pay large sums of money to families that run certain parts of the country, of Mindanao, certain parts of the island. That's Duterte stopped that. Now, I don't know how he stopped it. I don't know when he stopped it. I didn't even know that he did stop it. But that was one of the topics that came up at the fiesta, and that's what they called Duterte power. So let me get back to this. All right, you know what I really need to do? I need to just wet this towel a little bit and wipe my eyes. It's starting to burn. Hold on a minute. I apologize. That story was just, I could probably say the whole story now without getting gagging or anything like that, but I gotta tell you. Let's see what we can do here. I gotta tell you, this shirt. Now look, you see, there's a little bit of room, not much because it is darn fiesta. But this shirt, when I took it out of the box that was shipped separately from New York a few months ago in May, could not put this shirt on. Could not put this shirt on. Not possible. Now hold on a minute. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to use this. I'm going to use a little tissue. God. Oh, God, that was... You guys laughing at that. That's not funny. And you've all been there. You've all been in that situation on that borderline, in that borderline space where blowing chunks is possible. That was just... I'm glad you got a good laugh out of that. I was listening to that guy's story last night, and then they were asking me what I want to eat. I'm going, I'm good. I'm not going to... I'm good. Jack Thompson, the Philippines fraud has everyone on YouTube blocked. Yeah, he even blocked that gay dude, Johnny Wad. I don't know about that. I haven't, because I don't usually get to his videos until after they're up. Some of them I do. I saw Johnny Wad on there about, I don't know, a week ago. I'm not real sure, but there's something wrong with him for sure. That he can't get it out of his mind. He can't get Daisy May and myself out of his mind. He just can't do it. He has to say something derogatory and directed towards me every time. What is going on? I wonder what kind of relationship Johnny Wad and the Philippines fraud have. You know, not in person, of course, but I wonder what kind of relationship they have in communication. Jim Chewy, everyone is blocked. Then how can somebody super chat him? Well, he doesn't have to worry about that because nobody super chats him. Only that one was very strange. This was strange. Pennsylvania trucker, whilst the Philippines fraud was live streaming, did one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Carl Vella, I miss Daisy singing. Not. Well, I miss Daisy singing. And, you know, Daisy needs a little bit of, if someone said she could use some voice lessons, that's probably true. Wes, you're going to make Michael barf. We're one lonely farmer. You must be eating those worm pork. You must be eating worm pork. That will take weight off you right. Oh, God, Wes. Now, Wes is a farmer, so Wes knows what putrid, worm-infested meat looks like as a farmer, because I'm sure he's seen a dead cow in the field or a dead hog somewhere or a dead rodent. I mean, come on, it's just part of life. It doesn't make a difference. Any animal or what is creature or beast, what is known as a beast, and a beast could be a bird, it could be a frog, it could pretty much anything under the right condition is going to develop maggots and worms. It's because the flies land on, it's because you eat food that flies have left egg larvae on. That's why. And the egg larvae is minuscule. You can't see it. You can't taste it. And here's how long it takes a fly to drop a few dozen or a few hundred larvae on your food. The fly lands, and within 1 second, he's dropped his larvae, or she's dropped her larvae. Those eggs go into your intestines. If the body is healthy, the body fights off the larvae from growing. But if the body dies, or if the entity dies, the larvae become worms and they just proliferate like worms. So, yeah, that worm pork, well, that was just, after Cesar went to another section of the fiesta party, and I said to people, is he serious? And they were saying, he's definitely serious about the whole thing. In other words, he was not, it's a true story. I don't want to go through it again. All right, so, Quesos, Mihal Bravo. Hello, Mihal Bravo. Welcome to the machine. He's from Europe, Mihal Bravo. So if you make some mistakes in writing, let it slide. English is his second or third language. Mitch Bromwell. Mitch Bromwell is here from the NASA Space Agency. Now, one day I would love to talk to Mitch on the phone, but in the meantime, let's understand what Mitch Bromwell does for a living. We all know that astronauts are usually, well, when I grew up, to be an astronaut, typically you had to be a test pilot and have thousands of hours flying jets and helicopters and both, and you had to be among. Okay, so here's how the IQ level works at the level of a jet fighter pilot. okay, and or helicopter pilot. Jet fighter pilots, IQ, are in the top 2% of all IQ across the board. So in other words, when it comes to educational things, they might not know how to do carpentry, but they are, as IQ goes, jet pilots and or astronauts are in the top 2%, and then astronauts, a lot of them are in the top 1% of testing for IQ intelligence, which doesn't give them common sense necessarily, but it gives them the ability to work with complicated issues in regards to electronics and flight engineering and stuff like that. Well, that being said, if the pilots and the astronauts are among the top 1 and 2% of the people's IQ levels in the world, Mitch Bromwell is probably somewhere right close to that, or maybe even above that, because Mitch Bromwell teaches the astronauts how to be astronauts. So, and he works at NASA, and he's got a channel, and he's got videos of rockets going up. Be that as it may, they go up and then they go over, okay, as do all rockets. But Mitch Bromwell has a lot of really cool videos on his channel that you can see launches. And he's also very much into music and contemporary music as well, not just his age bracket music. He goes to concerts, apparently gets a lot of tickets to go to concerts and things like that, and he's got video of the concert. So Mitch Bromwell, thank you for stopping by, and salamat, thank you, thank you very much, Mitch Bromwell, for the super chat. Salamat. So Mitch Bromwell is a channel that you're going to want to go to if you want to see video of the astronauts in training, rocket launches, maybe the space shuttle, stuff like that. I don't know how much is being done with the space shuttle on the American side, but Mitch Bromwell would have access to those videos, so that's something you want to go see. Thank you for stopping by. Jack Thompson, her prunk, unblock us. You won't. Kesa Soze. On another note, how's the scrap metal industry going there? That's a cutthroat business. You can bring scrap metal to, I don't know how these guys make a living. They ride around on motorcycles all day. They collect as much metal and copper and whatever they can. You bring scrap metal. Let's say there's a job and there's steel on the job. Like there was a big demolition job and they gave one particular guy all the rebar. So he came in and cut the rebar down into 6 to 8 foot lengths with a hacksaw. And they gave him all the scrap metal. He was there for days cutting up the rebar. Okay, so the scrap metal place gives you 8 pesos for any scrap metal. Could be flat sheet metal, could be new sheet metal, could be used sheet metal, could be steel I-beam sections, could be L-bracket, L-bar, L-stock, could be U-stock, could be U-channel, could be anything. They give you 8 pesos per kilo. So that's 16 cents a kilo or 8 cents a pound. Then you walk in and they give it to the person at the scrap metal place and they turn around, they want 80 pesos a kilo to sell it back to you what they just paid 8 pesos for. So if somebody drops off 10 kilos of an I-beam and they get 80 pesos and you want to buy that piece right while it's still on the scale, they want 800 pesos. So that's how the scrap metal business works here. They just rape you. I'll fight with them. I'll get them down to 120 pesos a kilo. And excuse me, I'll get them down from, they want 80, what is it that they want 80 pesos a kilo. I'll get them down to 60 pesos a kilo, 120 cents. I'll get them down to 60, but they won't go lower than 60 pesos a kilo to sell it back to you. Could be on the scale. I drop it off, I get 80 pesos for it. On the scale, I want to buy it back, or I want to buy it from the man that was in front of me. They want 80 pesos. I'll get them down to 60. They will not go down lower than 60. And that's if it's right there on the scale. If they have to go dig it out of their hovel that's in the back, wherever it is, it's 80 pesos a kilo. All right, so eating stuffed cabbage and lifting weights, this can only end well. Thank you for the comment. I'm not eating stuffed cabbage. I'm not sure who that comment was directed to. Princess Anud, shout out to my Pasawai, John Boone, and he's watching now. So Princess is saying hello to John Boone. So I'm saying hello from Princess to John Boone. Dennis Adams. The name, okay. All right, Dennis Adams is actually confirming this ridiculous worm-infested pork story. And he's right. Cesar used that word yesterday, itag. The name of that pork is itag. At least that's what they call it in the mountainous regions of Luzon, prepared by the Igorots of Sagada Mountain Province. Wow. Dennis Adams confirms that ridiculous story I told at the beginning of this live stream. God. But everybody there confirmed it. But Dennis is a very good researcher. Jack Thompson, Passport, I know you're out there. Shout out, brother, to Passport TV. So Passport TV is another guy that has issues with certain bloggers in the Philippines. And Passport TV is now touring Europe, Greece to be more exact. Now, me personally, from what I've seen from Passport TV's video uploads, I found it interesting to see Greece modern day times, but it wouldn't be, if I had the money, and I don't have the money, it wouldn't be a place I would visit. There are other places that I would prefer to visit before Greece. It's a very clean city, and it's a very clean area, and it seems to be a very peaceful place as well. But it's a lot of concrete, and there's a lot of mountains too, but I'm not much into mountain climbing. I've climbed mountains before. Unless you're with a bunch of people and laughing and giggling the whole way up and down, climbing mountains is just not something that interests me. So but he does have videos of the cities of he's visiting in Greece, and the botanical gardens and some of the churches and some of the museums and things like that. Now, I enjoy his videos because I'm never going to go there, and I normally wouldn't look up what it looks like in Greece in video format on YouTube or anywhere else. So I enjoy Passport TV's videos of Greece, and now I know that if I ever was to become rich, Greece would be possible, but I might want to go to the Galapagos Islands. I wouldn't want to go to the city of Greece. And the Galapagos Island is probably the world's richest resource in mammal and animal life and ocean life in the world. So that I might want to visit. But the cities, I have seen enough through Passport TV's videos to know that they're clean, they're serene, they're interesting, but not something I would spend a large portion of my income to get to. So shout out for Passport TV. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please do so. Jim Chewy, man, I don't think I could hold my mud either with that type of dish. So it's real, Jim, and yeah, that was amazing. I'm still reeling from that. Paranoia in the Philippines. Hello, Rabbi. Long time been working like a real man also. Yeah, I know that. Now, Paranoia in the Philippines has a real YouTube channel, and he is also a veteran, and he has some really cool videos. And what I like about Paranoia in the Philippines, this is what I like about Paranoia in the Philippines. There was a waterfalls. Okay, so typically when the water comes out of the mountains, it's chilly. And he went to the waterfalls with 3 other friends, and they touched the water apparently and decided that that water was too cold for them. And Paranoia just jumped right in the water and went to work with his video camera overlooking the waterfalls. And I'm sure he was cold. But here's the thing. He was man enough to enter the water and make it look like he was having fun. And maybe the cold water didn't affect him at all. I don't know. But everybody else wussed out when it went to going in the water. So Paranoia is an explorer, and he's not afraid to take a little bit of, hardship to make a video. And he made some really cool videos from that little waterfall area that then waterfalls into it off the mountain water, and then off of it, off a man-made waterfall. So Paranoia in the Philippines runs a non-drama channel. No drama for Paranoia in the Philippines. So please, if you're not subscribed to Paranoia in the Philippines, please do so. So thanks for stopping by, Paranoia in the Philippines. Thank you very much. Paranoia in the Philippines, I've been good. Okay, they're having a conversation. The stool was that kid who ran to the teacher and ratted other kids out. That's right. The stool was that person. And that's who the stool is. Paranoia in the Philippines is doing man work, building and installing his own wrought iron doors and windows. Wow. Okay. So Paranoia in the Philippines and Dennis Adam have a lot in common. They both fabricate stuff out of metal. So please go to his channel and subscribe and check out his work. Dave Xline, haven't seen you in a while. Dave, I don't know what your email address is. I don't know why I can't see it on Patreon, but I'm sending out videos to people that I'm not putting on Patreon for very specific reasons, and I don't have your email address. I should just make a note of this somewhere. You know what? I'll go to that channel. I'll go to that video later if I don't hear back from you. Send me your email address, or I'll give you my email address in one of your older videos, and then just send me your email address because I don't have it. I saw you found a safe with money in it. Dave Xline has a channel. He lives with a Filipina wife in the heart of America. They have a chicken farm where they grow chickens that they run wild chickens, not cooped up chickens. And his wife and him live off the land that they own. And then they are also doing white elephant purchases. They buy a storage bin where someone didn't pay their rent, and they bid on a storage bin, and then they look at what's inside the bin. Sometimes they find some coins. Sometimes they find little pieces of gold. Sometimes they find old watches. But he's got a bunch of videos up like that on his channel. Dave is also a member of my Patreon community, and we have talked on the phone extensively, but not recently, unfortunately. I should correct that soon. I just don't have a lot of time. But Dave, please send me your email address, or I'll have to, so I can send out those videos. Mitch Bromwell, have a great night, everyone. God bless. Time to get ready for Hurricane Dorian. That's heading straight for Melbourne, Florida. Gas, water, food, and plywood. Mitch, thanks for stopping by. Okay, so thank you for stopping by. Ratting people out might be a gnome thing. Well, it definitely runs in the ancestry of the gnomes, or in their DNA of the gnome. Danny, a Brit in the Philippines. Good morning, everybody. So Chris has a channel, a Brit in the Philippines, and he is a non-drama channel too. So if you want to watch videos of what a place called. Now, Naga City is where a Brit in the Philippines chose to live because of his wife Mel's family. Now, he lives in this Naga City and is perfectly happy with living inland. And he makes videos about the city and mostly about his family and what he's gone through to get his house all cleaned up, which looks beautiful, by the way, Chris. He's also collected quite a few pieces to build a computer from gifts from his subscribers. They donate hard drives. He'll tell them he needs a fan. The P3 people will send him fans because it's a supercomputer he's building. So I think he built like a half a supercomputer with gifts from his subscribers. But he's a channel, non-drama channel. Okay, Cannery in the Philippines. Take your time, do it right. Cannery in the Philippines. Okay, Jack Thompson. Puke a little, make a lot. No, puke a little, make a lot. Nope. No. Thanks for getting rid of Danny Sa. Jim Chewy, Mercury 3. Thank you for that. Jim Chewy, man. Dave Exline, thanks for the laughs. Jack Thompson, frankly, I will puke for super chats tomorrow. So you're setting up a channel, Jack, that you want to puke on? I'm going to pass. Even watching somebody puke makes me puke sometimes. Unless I'm not drunk, and then it's just funny. John Escape. Kyle Jenneman lives in the jungle. Lives there. Surprised he has not been kidnapped. I have no idea. I've heard his name. I've seen one of his videos where he was collecting wild land crabs and telling you how to put them in fresh water for 2 days and then you can eat them. You know, I wouldn't go through all that trouble, but you know, he does get a lot of views, and he is living somewhere in the Philippines. I thought he was living someplace else altogether, but thanks for pointing that out, John Escape. Mercury 3 was eating dinner while listening to my live chat. Let's put it this way, I did not overeat. I was hungry when I started this live stream. I have no wish, want, will, or desire to go even just locally. I got invited to so many places yesterday that I would gain every bit of the food, the weight loss that I have made over the last few months. I would gain it all back if I went to every party that I was invited and just had a snack. Jim Chewy, my gut is killing me. Jack, super chats are shut down on Wednesday. To the Philippines, fraud super chat is shut down on Wednesday, so you can't super chat him anyway today. All right, Jim Chewy, my gut is killing me. Thank you for. I'm glad I could make you laugh. And in fact, actually, isn't that what we're here for? A show? Well, that has to be epic. That was real. That was epic. I would think that there'd be somebody that would capture some of that gag routine and repost it somewhere. You're welcome to do so. All my videos are, I allow everybody to repost my videos anywhere they want. The fraud posted one of my videos and then took it down because he thinks it's embarrassing to me. But actually, it was really good that he did that because I captured his video demeaning myself and Daisy, and then I sent it to certain people that were really interested in that. And thanks very much. Frey Fraud, you supplied me with another little tidbit of, see, you think that eating cheese is solely something that you can do. Well, and you think very small. You think, Fraud, you think very small. You are trying to get people strikes on YouTube. I'm thinking much bigger things than that. I'm thinking, let's have certain people investigated, really investigated. So, Dennis Adam, you're a better man than me, buddy. Eating a live moth, that would not even be part of my thought process. No matter how drunk I was, no matter how much money was offered me, I don't know that I would want to do that. I would do it if I was starving to death. I would eat it, but I wouldn't do it as a lark. And I'm sure no harm came to you because we probably eat 2 pounds of bugs a year anyway. But I wouldn't do it. Dennis, huh? Is would eat it. My kids eat bugs. Jack Thompson. Fact. Yeah, baby. Jim Chewy. Dang, Jack. Glad I already ate my dinner before this. Mercury. Dennis Adams. You were a Green Beret. Dennis Adams. You were Green Beret. I don't know about that part of Dennis Adams' life. I don't think that is the truth, but that's what they teach you how to do in certain. I guess if I was young and in the military and I had to do that to pass certain things, I guess I'd have to, but I wouldn't want to. Mercury said, I stopped eating after the third time Fazio gagged. That was epic. Jack Thompson. Dennis, is it true that cow's milk is made of pus? I was told it was, but I find a cold glass of milk to be delicious. Jim Chewy. Oh, guys, you all. LOL. I don't know, Jack. I wouldn't know about that. I know I don't know much about cow's milk, so I won't speculate. My name isn't the Philippines fraud. I'm not an expert on that. I could look it up, but I won't. Mercury, no such. Simply a person who will do almost anything to make people laugh. Okay. So Dennis was not a Green Beret. Sasha, welcome to the machine. Sasha has a channel on YouTube. Sasha does, in case you're interested, Sasha does towing service from Florida to Maine. And he can tow up to a 38-foot boat legally on his trailer. So if you need any kind of towing done, Sasha's also a member of my Patreon community. Sasha is also someone who I admire for his youth and his ability to go out and work like a man, like I did. And I don't mean work with other men, because I worked with other men, but I would also leave I'd take a nap at 7 o'clock at night and then get up at midnight and go to my barge and start burning and welding stuff. So if I had something that needed to be repaired, I would get it done in the middle of the night and by myself on a barge, burning and cutting and grinding and welding. And then at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd start the barge up and bring it to the job, or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd start the barge up by myself. So I know what it's like to work by myself in really, really dangerous and hazardous conditions. Believe me. And that's how Sasha works. He has a tow truck. He gets under cars. He gets around cars. He gets under trailers. He's dealing with chains and wires and hooks and things that can snap and break or kill him. And he goes out and does his work because he's a real man, as opposed to the fraud who would be scared to death to wake up on a call like Sasha gets at 2 o'clock in the morning on a snowy night to go out and hook up a car and chain it and, lash it down to the deck of a greasy flatbed and so on and so forth. Sasha's a good man. If you need something towed from Florida to Maine or vice versa, talk to Sasha. Sasha. Cows, Dennis Adams, Jack Thompson. Cows get a condition called mastitis. It may contain pus, not sure. It causes the milk to have lumps of something in it. Jack Thompson says that's where cottage cheese comes from. I don't think so. Good luck to you, Mitch, from Jim Chewy. Hope all is well. Farewell from the storm. Farewell from the storm. Thank you, Jim Chewy. Thank you, Jack. Okay, these guys are moving into this. Mayonnaise flavored Oreos, Jack Thompson. Oof. Mercury, how dare you? Ha, that is actually disgusting. Yes, it is. Hey, Jack. Yeah, Jack, it is. Thought your buddy would like that. All right, Mercury. These guys are really ragging on me today. indirectly. Jack Thompson, I think I'll stick with bugs. To be honest, I do not think I could eat maggots. Maybe earthworms, but not maggots or pus. Wow, this is really, this has moved into a whole new world of events here. Mercury, are you trying to make everyone on YouTube vomit? Paranoia in the Philippines. Sorry, Rabbi, I am not a veteran. My mistake. I apologize. Okay, Paranoia in the Philippines is not a veteran. I thought he was because of the type of man that I've seen him to be. I just thought he had military service in his background. I apologize, Paranoia. Mercury 3. LOL, Jack. No, just this chat. Mercury's just trying to make everybody here cough chunk, blow chunks. Dennis, my daughters will eat scorpions. Jack Thompson says, Dennis, my daughters will eat scorpions, cooked, of course. They actually taste like bacon. I'm going to pass on the scorpions. I have not seen that food in the Philippines, but Daisy said that she has eaten that on her island. I would not eat that. John Escape is in South Beach, Florida. Nice area. Warren H. Good morning, Michael, in the chat. Warren, today I'm going to call you immediately after the live stream is over. And I'm going to do that because yesterday I did go eat. I did go to eat after the live stream, and it ended up being the better part of the afternoon I stopped at 3 or 4 different places. I didn't eat at every place, though, but I did stop at 3 or 4 different places, and I did not get back until like 6 o'clock at night, and then by 7 I was sleeping. So I will call you after that. Even though I do need to eat, I did not have breakfast, and I've been up since 5:30. I do need to eat. I don't need to eat that bad. I'll call you first, Warren. So Warren and Dennis are friends, and Warren rents out space in Mercury's head, and Mercury rents out space inside Warren's head, and they always have some friendly banter about what's going on Mercury's property, and Warren coming upstairs to borrow a cup of sugar and things like that. Sasha's at the Waffle House hauling big generators to the East Coast for the upcoming hurricane. Very nice, Sasha. Very nice. That's the kind of thing that men do, Sasha. What you do, what I did, what Jack Thompson does, what Mercury did, what Warren did, what Dennis Adams did, that's the kind of thing that men do, not sitting. And now, of course, the Philippines fraud, now he's stating that I don't even have a bicycle. So Dennis explained to me, hold on a minute. Hold on. Amiga, hello there. Okay, maybe one half hour. Okay, salamat. Okay, so I was supposed to be there much earlier. Breakfast. Well, here's how the fiesta works, just to get off the subject for a minute. Fiesta works that from 5:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night at my friend's house, there's food on the table all the time. Soda, coffee, hot water, tea, 5 different types of pork. Now, you're going to see that in my latest video. You're going to see all the pork. You're going to see a real Philippine-style kitchen. You're going to see a real Philippines wood stoves in the video I posted. called Bahal Fiesta or Fiesta Bahal, entering the lion's den. And let me tell you why I named it that, so that we can be clear on this issue. Got to figure out how to word this. There were 10 or 12 men that don't want to be on YouTube, that I have known for 6 years, and I don't even have a picture of these guys. They don't want to be on YouTube. And they all are movers and shakers, okay? And then they're also members of their family are also in positions of authority, let's say, high positions of authority. So they definitely don't want to be videotaped with the rest of the people that they all grew up with. They all went their separate ways. Same thing like when we were children. You knew this guy and he knew that guy, and that guy became a cop, but he was still cool because you knew him since he was 5 years old. Well, same thing here in the Philippines. So I call it entering the lion's den, because if you're not well liked, you won't go to that party. You won't be invited to any party. In fact, if any one of the men at the fiesta where I went yesterday didn't like you, you wouldn't even be welcome in the neighborhood. That's the lion's den, my friend. These are the people that run the community in the Philippines. This is how it works here. So there was a reason for the title. The title was real, okay? Of all the people at the party, there are 6 or 7 people that are from the general local area, that if any one of them didn't like you, you would have to move. There wouldn't be optional, and you would not be welcome. Nobody, no man or woman would talk to you, even though you've been friends with them for 6 years. That's how the Philippines community is. So entering the lion's den was a lot more realistic of a title than you understand. And the reason that most foreigners don't get involved with Philippines people, because they don't want to have a confrontation with these people. Just so happens that that's how I met them. And it was pretty controversial there for the first 20 or 30 seconds. And then we realized that this was not going to turn out well. And this is going back 4 years. And of course, we worked it out. But they realized that what they wanted from me is not something they were going to get. And there was going to be issues. Let's just say issues. And after that, they gave me nothing but respect. And everybody now likes me and likes Daisy May. And everybody is comfortable with us walking in and out of their house. And they're comfortable with us walking in and around their house whenever. We can always stop by any of our neighbors' houses and just stop by and say hello. But if you're not liked here locally, especially in my community, if you're not liked here, you're not going to live here, okay? All kinds of weird stuff. You hear stories about all kinds of weird stuff once they don't like a foreigner. There are people that live on this block for 5 years and don't say one word to the Philippines, men or women, even though hundreds of them walk by these people every day. They have never had a conversation with this particular man. He doesn't talk to them. He doesn't look at them. He doesn't talk to them. And he's not disliked, but he's not liked. Now, if they didn't like him, he'd have to move. But there are people that are here for 5 years that don't talk to a single person in the neighborhood. He doesn't know any of their names, and everybody knows who he is, and they just don't pay any attention to him. It's not like he's doing anything wrong. It's just that you have to understand the Philippines culture is a very tight-knit society of people. So this fella just minds his own business. And I've met several people like that. I know a fellow that was building a house, and he told me he's been in the Philippines for 30 years, and he's never made, except for the men that work for him, he's never been to any other house on the block, ever. Never been to the fiesta at anybody's house on the block in 30 years. Doesn't go to the fiesta that I go to. I was there for several hours over the last couple of days. I didn't see him. Just doesn't associate with Filipinos. And no one dislikes him. No one likes him. They just don't pay any attention to him. Anyway, let's move on to the videotape here. You're welcome, Sasha. Okay. Sasha, hello. And okay, Jack Thompson, everyone hates a cop caller. That's pretty true. Pete, and I believe Kyle Jenneman is near Cajun de Orio or de Pro. I wouldn't know. If you want to look it up and post where he is, be my guest. It's okay for me. Yeah, I knew Cajun de Orio. Whatever, wherever that is, Pete and Irish, if you want to post Kyle Jenneman's channel link, be my guest. John Escape, best is chocolate and bacon and vanilla ice cream. Never heard of that, John. Now you're talking. Okay, bacon is awesome. There's no doubt about that. You don't get good bacon here in the Philippines, though. Okay, so for all the hogs that are slayed here, you don't get good bacon. Duval County checking in. Hello, welcome to the machine, Duval County. Yeah, okay. Chocolate Jim Chewy is moving into that gag routine again. Chocolate covered worms should be good. Now, probably chocolate covered worms, if the worms were crispy, would be good. I don't know. Bacon could taste. All right, so here. Bacon could make maggots and worms taste great. I'm trying to imagine that. I might not even have lunch or breakfast. No, I'm going to have. I just told the lady I'm going to go over there in a few minutes, in a little while. John Escape. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. I was going to call you straight after. Okay. You are in. Yeah, you call me straight after because I need to get some foods, but we'll call right after. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this. So I want to say thank you to everybody because I am at the bottom. Expat Prepper says, that's true. Now, Expat Prepper, I went down a block recently, like 2 months ago. Okay, so there's lots of places I haven't rode on my bicycle. So I went down a block because I had to check on the machine. Some people rented it, and the owner of the machine sent me over there to check to make sure everything was okay. And I went down this block, and the first day I was there, I went down and said hello to everybody. About 75% of the people said hello back, but they were hesitant to do that. So Expat Prepper's point is, if you're friendly to everybody on the block, that within a very short period of time, they recognize you. You're a white guy in a Filipino community. They remember you. Now that I'm riding my bike, they also remember I'm riding a bike, and they see the yellow vest and the helmet. So I went down this block for the first time back in May, and they accepted me as a hello. But then when I say Mayan Buntag or Mayan Hapon or Mayan Gabi, which means good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and then I say Kaun, they ask me Asaka Putalung, which means where are you going? And I'll say Kaun, which means I'm hungry. And they'll ask me if I'm please stop. They'll put their hand out. Now they put their hand out in front of me when I come down the block, and they say, because it's fiesta, please, kaon. And I said, no, dali, busog, B-U-S-O-G. Busog means I'm full. I've had enough. Busog, palihog, salamat dali, which means thank you. Dali means no. So thank you, but no, I'm not hungry. Okay. So, but if you want, wow, they just freaking amazed. In fact, that was one of the topics at the fiesta yesterday. They were talking about me, but I knew they were talking about me. And then they were telling me, out of all the foreigners they know, for the amount of time that I'm here, I know a lot of words. Now, I don't think I know a lot of words. And it doesn't matter because they all speak in these strange dialects. But as Expat Prepper said, if you are a foreigner in the Philippines and you greet everybody with a smile, you don't have to stop. You don't have to go into their house. If you just say hello to everybody, they enjoy your presence a lot more than if you just walk by them and ignore them. And that's what the two other men that I told you, that's what they do to the locals. They just walk by and ignore them. They don't say hello to anybody. And one guy's here 5 years, one guy's here 30 years. And he doesn't know a single person on the block. That's there, and they're both individually, they're both wealthy in their own right. They don't need the Philippines community for anything, but they also don't have to be stuck up about it. But they have their reasons. So whatever their reasons are, I don't like either one of them, to be honest with you. But not because of that, it's because of other issues. But they don't talk to a single person on the block, and not a single person. They don't even talk to their neighbors. They've had parties. They don't even invite their neighbor, which is 6 inches away, to their parties. Anyway, let's move on here. Treat everybody like they're important to you. Just treat them friendly. They're very happy. Warren told me that you're a good guy a while last week, Expat Prepper. I didn't know who you were, but if Warren says you're a good guy, then I believe it. So, yeah, they'll be friends with you, and it'll definitely help you out. And they'll come to your aid if you need a friend, if you are friendly with them. But if you're not friendly with them and your car breaks down, you could push it up the hill yourself. Okay, good night, John Escape. Expat Prepper, treat everybody like they're important. And, okay, Expat Prepper, Warren, hi, bud. Good to see you. Warren, Expat Prepper, have you eaten all of Robert yet, you cannibal? Okay, so, Expat Prepper, LOL, no. Okay, so it is, in fact, time for me to say goodbye, and I'm going to call Warren. I already spoke with Dennis. I left 2 messages. I left a message for Carl. I called Mercury. Mercury, I called you twice. Got the same message. Just this morning, within the last 2 hours, I called you twice. And that's it. So goodbye to one and all. It's been a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed the beginning of my live stream, because I got to tell you something. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that again. And I don't think, if I had to do it again, I don't think the results would be any different. I gag when I talk about stuff like that, especially eating worms. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for the laughs. Oh, I need to get out of here. There's a lot of people moving back and forth towards that lechon. Well, the lechon doesn't get, the new lechon won't be there till noon. There's a lot of people moving back and forth. All right. I need to get out of here anyway. I got things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for stopping by. Mercury, I don't know what to tell you. I've called you a few times this week, a few times today. I think I called you this week once before. And I'm going to talk to Warren now. Okay, so thanks for stopping by. I'll check the comments again, and then I'm going to say I have to go because I need to eat and I need to do stuff. Okay, Mercury's been in bed for most of the days lately. Sorry I missed you. Hope you're getting better, Warren. Okay. Niku Ryder, I remember you from years ago. Good to see you're still doing videos. Thank you. Jack Thompson said, have a good day, folks. Mrs. Heminger, the fraud ended his live stream early today. He had to go. My theory is he saw you mention how he spends 15 hours a day live streaming or watching streams, so pretending he is busy today. No, he probably wanted to take notes on my live stream, but he did mention it in yesterday's live stream. Maybe you people want to see me do less live streams, he said. Let me know if that's the case, because I do spend an extraordinary amount of time. It takes the smallest piece. He has to watch, 2 hours and 41 minutes to watch my video. I don't even watch my videos. And he watches every minute of them, every minute, every day, looking for that one little piece of information that he can flag my channel for, because he is the man who eats cheese. God bless everybody. From Michael Fazio and Desmay and Desmay's mother. They thank you for the super chat. And I won't be doing that today. Today is Fiesta Day. I will not be doing that today. I'm going to eat. I'm going to rest. I might take a little bike ride. Then I'm going to rest again. And then I want to go to the disco. They have disco till 3 o'clock in the morning, but I want to get there about 8 o'clock. I don't want to be at the disco, local disco. They've turned in a basketball court into a disco arena. I want to go check it out. Watching Umping Permy. And remember, if you want to meet, watch the first part of my video, the first 20 minutes. If you want to meet a virgin in the Philippines, there's a place in Mindanao where you can still go there, and after 3 or 4 weeks, you can still marry a virgin, and it's totally accepted in the community. And once you become part of the community, you're in like Flynn, baby. I'm being Permy, ending the stream now.